You ready?
My coach, Barbara H. Smith. Why did I hire her? Because she's the best.
Barbara H. Smith is a powerhouse. She just walks in the room and grabs your attention, and she does that in a way that just makes you feel loved and like she's paying attention to you. She cares about you, and she wants to see you be your best self.
She was able to dig inside and find the passion that was deep within me.
Barbara's energy is one of the reasons that I had to have her as my coach. I love the way she is real with people.
The reason I felt like I needed a coach was because I have some big goals and I needed to build my confidence. I knew that Barbara could help me do that.
I felt that I could trust her.
I would definitely recommend to get coaching from Barbara H. Smith if you feel like you need to level up your confidence. She would just help you feel like bold, like you can take on the world.
She has really shown me who I am. She has changed my mindset to a place that I know that I am more powerful today than I would have ever been if I had never met Barbara Smith.
Hey, hey, hey. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, it is a Thursday. Yes, it is time for the Empowering You Show. Yes, you are there and I am here and I am ready for today's show. So let me just bring up the sensational, smooth talking Shani Smith.
Hello. Okay. I feel so pressured to match your energy today, but I don't know if I can do it because you are beaming with energy today. Beaming.
Well, thank you so much. It helps. It helps when you get some sleep because the sister was tired.
Sleep and the right mindset.
See you. I feel like I missed you forever.
Well, when people are out traveling to other parts of the world and they're away,
who might you be talking about?
People like you.
Oh, well.
Very much like you.
Yeah. Last week, let's talk about that real quick. Last week I was in New York. Yes, I was. Probably keep my day job and not sing. Okay, I get it. Anyway.
I didn't want to say it, but.
If I can't laugh at me, who can I laugh at, right? So last week was interesting, we got on the train in Newport News, Virginia, and 30 minutes in, we get to Williamsburg, and we are stuck because there's, guess what? A dead body on the tracks. Yeah, so they had to announce it and send me into a place that I didn't need to be going. But yeah, so we stayed there for 2.5 hours, and then we journeyed on to New York. It was a successful trip. It was lovely. Met a lot of people and had some follow-up to do. And hopefully we'll get on another television show, not our own, but one that is syndicated, like ABC, CBS, Sherry Shepherd show, somebody like that. Sherry, do you hear me calling your name out on my show, Sherry? All right, just say.
Yes, I think she heard. Maybe she didn't. You talking about the Sherry Shepherd?
The Sherry Shepherd.
Okay, she heard it down, right? Okay, yeah. I think she got it. Okay.
But we have an exciting guest today. First, let us tell you why we do the Empowering You Show. Yeah. Many small businesses are starting out and they don't have a marketing budget per se. So we allow them to invite them to come on the Empowering You Show so that we can expose their products or services to the world. Over 200 countries on Roku TV, right?
Right.
So today, our guest is phenomenal. She is the founder and CEO of Relationship Soup. She's also an assistant professor of business administration, and she's an author. Our kind of people, right, Shani?
Oh, don't forget she's cute. Super cute, too.
Yes.
Total package. Okay.
Super cute CEO and founder of Relationship Soup creates greeting cards that help people stay connected and celebrate various holidays and occasions. And she even has included a greeting card collection for pets. As a professor, she works with students and empowers them to achieve their educational goals. And as an author, she writes stories that encourage children to have a positive self-image. She believes in cultivating relationships, therefore, Relationship Soup, empowering others, spreading love, and expressing gratitude are all important in her life. These inspire her to excel in her roles. As a result, she's making a positive mark and helping others. She's also recognized for her dedication in education and teaching. Her Bachelor's of Science in Marketing is from the Indiana University Kelley School of Business, and her associate's degree is in radio and television broadcasting. Help me bring to the show the beautiful, the lovely Lisa Hughes.
Hello.
Hey, Lisa.
How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Fantastic. Or my favorite word is great-tastic, right?
Okay, all right.
Because I'm great and fantastic, right?
I know that's right. My favorite word is fantabulous. So I'm
That's
fantastic.
another one. That's another one.
Fantabulous. All right.
That
So
sounds like another card. The same.
We can do that.
Okay.
So, Shani, you start out asking Lisa the questions.
I don't even know where to start because you have so much going on, so much goodness going on.
Thank you.
But Relationship Soup, that's one of those kind of names where you think you know, but you're like, wait a minute, how far does that go? You know? So how did that name even come about?
Okay, so what had happened was, but honestly, at a time, I thought I really wanted to get into radio and TV, and I was in broadcasting school in Atlanta, Georgia. I was on my way back home because I was homesick. I'm a big baby, right? And so I've always prayed for purpose and I love connecting people. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start a social media group, right? So I've just finished packing my bags. I'm ready to go on this road trip. And I'm like, what can I call it? Relationship brew, relationship love. I said relationship soup because relationships is like soup, right? You got good ones, bad ones. And I wanted to connect people with people. So I'm like, okay. Soup is a brew of a lot of stuff. I'm just going to start this little social media group. I added a few of my friends. I logged out and I drove home. So that's basically how I came up with Relationship Soup. And so then, we explored it and, was able to make a business. I'm sure we're going to get to that. But that's basically how it came up because I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Soup. Okay. Relationship Soup.
Awesome.
It warms you. You can have some cold soup. You can have some hot soup. Soup that's too hot.
Too spicy.
And some soup that's too cold.
Oh,
absolutely. Some relationships are just cold, just
cold. Need to throw it out.
Right.
Ingredients just didn't mix.
Did not match. But it's interesting that you called it Relationship Soup because when I first heard Relationship Soup, I thought of chicken soup for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see that. I can see that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, so you started your business and how are things going? What are you doing? How do you promote? Where do you see your cards? How can we promote your cards? Tell us more about that.
Okay. So I do have greeting cards, as you mentioned, for various occasions and holidays. And most of my cards are sold online. So you can buy my greeting cards online. And so my goals with Relationship Soup greeting cards are to I want to expand to get them into actual stores, pet stores and different things of that. So I have been working on that to actually make that happen.
Okay.
So, and I've done fairs, done so much networking, just really trying to get this product out because it's an excellent product. And it's not just for people, it's for pets too, right? So.
Now, pets don't send cards. So, yeah, let's talk about that, Shani.
Okay.
I was going to say, you have to tell me where.
And I know
you must have a love for yourself, right? You have a love for yourself for pets?
Absolutely. We actually had a bulldog, right? And so we had the strollers, the playpens, and then going to the pet store, I did not know that there was so much stuff for pets or AKA fur babies because some people out there are like, don't call it a pet, it's my family, right? So I'm like, oh man. And so there's cakes, there's cookies, there's all kind of things for pets. And so they really are like your family members. So I was really encouraged, well, why not celebrate with your pet? We knew our pet. We knew his birthday, everything. So why not celebrate with them? So I decided to come up with a line for pets. So, Valentine's Day, just because if they're sick, birthdays, and I even have them for cats too. We can't forget the cats, but it's for cats and dogs. So That's
Okay.
really where their idea came from.
Well,
because they need love too. Fur babies need love too.
I'm not a pet person, so
Okay.
herein lies the deal with me and pets. So I'm allergic to pet dander.
Oh wow. Okay.
So any pet that gets near me, unless it's a fish or a turtle, I got problems. So I don't like pets because they cause me issues. And so I can't get the whole mindset with the pet thing. We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole because we could be down there for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Rabbits, I don't like them either because they got pet dander. I'm just saying.
Well,
when you just said something about cakes and cookie dough, that also made me think about like invitations. Do you do pet invitations for the parties? Because it sounds like you must be having like a whole pet party there where you invite other pets. So
well, I don't do the invitations, but I do have like the birthday cards and things of that sort. That might be something to add to that.
Maybe you should do a blank invitation.
Absolutely.
Come to the party.
Come celebrate, because we all know if you're on Instagram, Facebook, you will see, and I actually follow a few like pets. Their parties are elaborate. I'm like, that was better than my last birthday. Like there's guests and other animals. There's pool parties. So it really gets deep, you know.
Wait, I want to make sure I heard you right. You said the pet has an Instagram?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I am so behind. I am so behind.
I don't know if I should even, you know, plug the pet, but I mean, the cutest poodle that wears bow ties, and they are the absolute cutest, and their pet mom goes all out for their parties. I'm talking about the last one looked like it was on a rooftop, and it was just fantastic. So that I hope that they're watching, because
right, so if they're watching, they need to contact Lisa of Relationship Soup and say, I need you to make me an elaborate invitation for your Smoochie's party.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I would, promote that right now. I'm doing cards for your pets. This is who you need to be contacting. I got you.
Absolutely.
Our producer back there talk about he has Instagram for his cat. Listen, Mark, stop it.
Lisa likes dogs more, Mark.
I'm just so over the pet party things. Anyway, you talked about you went to a networking event. You know, one of my favorite networkers on the planet.
Yes,
is Jermaine Moody.
Phenomenal.
You met my friend Jermaine?
Absolutely, Jermaine Moody, and I have to second that. He is phenomenal. Yeah. I actually met him of Relationship Soup, which is the social media group I mentioned. We were having a networking event, meet and greet. Well, it was a meet and greet in Atlanta, Georgia. And so a friend of mine invited me to Jermaine's networking event, right? And I actually was introduced to him. And the first, you know how you meet people when you're like, it's like you know them and you just have this, he is beaming, just positive. And every time I have a conversation with Jermaine, it's consistently positive.
Yes.
And he's an earth angel. If I have to give him a title, he is definitely an earth angel. He is truly phenomenal.
Let's give him his flowers.
Yes. And so why would you say that about I have no problem with you saying that about my friend Jermaine Moody, but why would you say that about him?
Because he's so encouraging. Yes. I've talked to him about, being an entrepreneur as well. And it's just, I've never experienced a negative, oh, you can't do that. Or, it's never that. It's, you know what? I know someone, or have you thought about this? Or, read this. And he actually, he's so phenomenal. He spoke to my students. As you mentioned, I'm a professor, and they were so taken by Jermaine. Like they started following him on LinkedIn, and they were inquiring about him even for the rest of the term, because I was teaching entrepreneurship classes.
Oh.
He's contagious. And even, he started a show and he was like, I want you to be my first guest. I believe in your product. I love your product. You are phenomenal. You're going to win. And so, that's why I say that. And those people are rare. You know what I mean? Like that really are encouraging and positive and want you to win, that. So I just feel like I'm not even doing him justice from what I'm saying, but he's just one of those people that I find phenomenal.
Well, I don't necessarily agree that they're rare. I do agree that you have to find them and seek them out, because there are a lot of people, especially high income earners, are very real people who have been successful and want other people to be successful. The problem is many of us hang around with the wrong folk.
That's
the naysayers, the one that say, I wouldn't do that. Girl, I wouldn't do that if I was you. How about you, not me?
Right. It's not your vision.
That's true.
This was not a conference call when God gave me the vision.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like
it was not
that.
a conference call, so you won't include it. So it don't matter what you say. And I had to come to that place, just like all of us as entrepreneurs have to come to that place where sometimes it's lonely as an entrepreneur. It's never lonely at the top, as long as you are elevating as you rise.
Right.
Very true.
But it is lonely as an entrepreneur because a lot of people don't see your vision.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the people you need to stay away from, because when they don't see your vision, I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's true.
And it could stifle your creativity. It could burst your bubble to the place where you stop doing what you need to do on that call that he only put in your heart, not that one that they thought was a conference call.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So we have to surround ourselves with people who either have a like vision or like-minded, or have gone to a place where there is no competition for them, so they don't mind helping elevate. Now, I will tell you, there are people who, even after they've gotten elevated, don't want to see anybody else succeed.
That's true.
Move away from them too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I'm the kind of person who wants everybody to win, because I realize there's abundance in this world.
Very true.
Infinite abundance.
Yeah.
Right.
What's yours is yours. I can't have yours. How about I don't want yours, because mine might be a little something different.
Mm-hmm.
It might be more. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
You can have mine, I can't have yours. Let's agree that all of us can live in abundance. And it starts with what?
The mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so when you were coming up, did you know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
No, I didn't, actually. Now, if I'm going back all the way to the age of 5, I told my mother I was going to be a teacher and a ballerina. Okay. So ballerina
I like the combination too.
Fancy, right? But teaching did.
She can spin around them kids if they get on her nerves. She can just spin around.
Absolutely. The teaching did work out, right? But after I graduated from college and really started exploring, the working world and, different jobs, I was like, I don't want to work for nobody for the rest of my life. I want to make sure that I love everything that I do. Now, I didn't actually get into the teaching until later, right? And so when I got into that, I'm like, I love it. It doesn't feel like work, right?
How did you get to that point?
Actually, at the time I was working for a media station, right? And I just had this, I wanted to teach kids. I just wanted to feel like I was giving back, teaching, giving back, making a positive mark, and then helping other kids to, learn and things of that sort. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get into the substitute teaching thing just to see how I like it, and then, kind of go from there. And so I got into that. And so I was basically doing that in K through 12. And then eventually I branched off and I'm
telling to that.
I know. You see that look I gave you, like,
I know, right?
Girl, you're my shiro. You K through 12?
Oh yes. So I got into that, and then I was like, I wouldn't mind taking this to a higher level. And so I already had my master's degree, and so then I got into being a instructor and eventually an assistant professor. So, and I just absolutely love it. It doesn't feel like work to me, and it's just so rewarding. And I just knew that everything that I'm doing at this point in my life, I love it. If I don't love it, I don't want it. My dad used to tell me as a little girl, like, whatever you do in life, make sure that you love what you do. Because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I mean, of course, you got to put in work, but
Right.
when I'm in the classroom, I love it. When I'm doing my greeting cards, I absolutely love it. Like, I mean, and I'll find myself 8 hours, 12 hours straight just doing it. And it's like, oh, well, you know, I love it.
Look at the time. Yeah.
What time is it? Like, and you know, and my students, it's just like they give me so much positive energy. Just, I mean, it's just the exchange is just rewarding. I can't speak on that enough. And even though when I'm in the classroom, in each classroom, whether it's K through college, even though I'm supposed to be the instructor teaching or whatever, every class I'm taught something. So, you know, and I love that too, because I love to constantly learn, but everything I'm doing,
I'm open to learn from your students. There are many instructors who I'm the boss, I'm in charge. Listen to me, sit down, shut up, be quiet. It doesn't work like that, especially when you want your students to engage with you.
Absolutely. And that's something that I really emphasize in my classroom now. And my students will tell you, and I get so many emails and, you know, DMs or whatever from my students, even after they have graduated, like, you know,
Cool.
My best professor and you genuinely care and things of that sort. Because I mean, I believe you do have to genuinely care. And then the way that I approach my classroom teaching and learning, it's not your traditional, because I believe in being interactive and things of that sort and creating a safe space. And some instructors and teachers just don't do that. But I find that my students definitely appreciate that.
They don't. And many times, we're going to talk about relationship soup a little bit more, but many times the teacher is the one teacher could make or break a student's self-esteem, courage. Many times a teacher is responsible for whether a student goes on to achieve a masterful life or they go on and they fail, because this is a person in authority who you trust and think you know is giving you your best information. So anyway, we could talk about teachers all day long. I did the collegiate thing. I couldn't do the K through 12 because although I look good in orange, I don't look good in orange jumpsuits. So I'm just saying.
Look, I think the pandemic taught everybody that their kids are not, this ain't that. Okay, little Johnny is not nearly as smart as you thought he was. When you had to
Johnny doing some stuff in school that he's doing at home now that he's been home for 2 years.
Right. Absolutely.
So
for me, I'm one of those people that's like charged to my head, not my heart, where I forget about birthdays and things like that. So cards are really important for me to be able to express, because maybe I do love you, but I'm not really ready to say it. Or, you know, I want to say happy birthday, but I don't really want to engage in a conversation. So cards are like something I need. I need. But when you thought like, okay, I'm going to do greeting cards, and there's American greetings out there, there's Hallmark out there, and you start to think like, how do I push through and decide that I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to do it better?
Well, basically, you said something earlier about giving people their flowers, right? And I've always believed that. My great grandmother used to say that to me. And so, and ever since the age of 5, I love making greeting cards. And even when I would be in the classrooms, I would have kids make greeting cards for, you know, like women's shelters, youth, and things of that sort. So when it came down to when I sat with a friend and did the business plan for my greeting cards, you know, I'm thinking, okay, it is American Greetings, it is Hallmark, it's all these major players out here. But I'm like, you know, I just want to have a place where I'm helping people to spread gratitude, to spread love, and things of that sort. So what I did with my greeting cards, you know, I studied the market, right? And I wanted to incorporate different collections and different inclusive designs that I didn't see a lot on the market. So my one of my collections, there's different languages on the card, and you can even get Braille. Why Braille? Because Braille is close to my own heart, because my grandfather was legally blind. So I'm like, okay, I'm not really seeing this on the market, right? So I want to incorporate that, right? In my greeting card. So, you know, I just try to find little quirky things that I'm like, oh, well, that would be good for a greeting card and things of that sort. So, that's basically how I design my cards. And I wanted them to be meaningful. And even on my website, because I understand that sometimes people get greeting cards, they're like, I don't know what to say. Well, on my site, I actually have, okay, so for Father's Day, Mother's Day, there's different categories. And I have like things you can write inside of a card, right? So, those were just things that I took into consideration when putting my different collections together, just designs that are inclusive, maybe things that I didn't see too much on the market and stuff that I like, So that's basically how I came up with a few of my designs and collections.
Pretty cool. Interestingly, there's a lot of digital cards going on. Did you consider doing a digital card?
Absolutely, and I'm actually working on that now. I've been looking for someone who can create that digital, the digital greeting card, because let's just face it, you as an entrepreneur, you want to be ready for, whatever, you want to keep up with the trends, and you want to be ready for, like, when we had the pandemic, probably not too many people were getting greeting cards. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but it was convenient to send the digital card. So that is something that will be added to Relationship Soup. I just need the right person.
Awesome. Did you hear that? Right person out there? Relationship Soup is looking to move into digital.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The interesting thing is it takes more effort to write a card than to send a text message or, pick up the phone and say, hey, I was thinking of you, instead of writing a card. What made you think it was going to be successful with all that we have bombarding us for distractions?
Well, I thought it would be successful because even though there are, these different distractions, there are these different technological advances to say, I'm thinking of you or whatever, there's nothing like getting a greeting card. I feel like that is something that is timeless, it's personable, it's tangible, So, and again, it helps to keep people connected. It helps to spread love. It helps to do all those different things that's going to exist, whether there's a pandemic, whatever. There's always, in my eyes, going to be a need to, be able to express, to connect, to celebrate other individuals. Birthdays are always going to happen, right? Anniversaries, things of that sort. So I just felt like, you know what? I'm just going to take the risk, go with it, and
I'm so glad you did. You're so glad you did. I know personally when it's not a special occasion and I get a piece of mail, I'm like, oh my goodness, who sent me this? So it definitely totally feels much better because you know that while it's nice to get them thinking about you text, it's a lot more special to get something in the mail with your name on it.
Absolutely.
Now, that's a good point. That was a good point because I was just thinking, kids maybe between the ages of 10 and 12, 15-ish these days would probably rather get something in a text message
True.
than in a card, unless you had some green stuff falling out of it when they opened it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Usually kids just open it just to see it and then they close it. No, hey, read that. How about you don't get the contents unless you read it? How about that?
Right.
But I already saw it. So
right. It says happy birthday. I know what it says.
I think
that isn't that a challenge.
What was that?
Isn't that a challenge though?
I would say that it is a challenge, and as you're speaking, I thought about this meme that I saw on social media, and it was of a person pretending to read a greeting card. It's like, I'm pretending to read this greeting card, but you really want the money, right? So I thought about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a challenge. But with anything, there are still people out there that want to give greeting cards, and that are showing their children, hey, giving their children greeting cards and showing them that. So
I'm one of those people. My daughter always asks for stationery sets. So
absolutely,
and she's 10. She loves to write people things. So I'm
yeah. Shani's daughter is extraordinary. Let me tell you. But speaking of reading and writing, we have a book. It's the Speak Coach Train book. We're going to talk about it right after the break.
Today, I am super excited because we're in Barnes & Noble. This book is timely. This book, Speak, Coach, Train. People think it's about being a speaker, a coach, or a trainer. The subtitle is How Strategies to Discover Your Passion. And that's because many people are not living their dream. If you're in a place right now where you're working and you don't like where you work, this book is for you. If you feel stuck, you're not sure what you should be doing, this book is for you. If you're in a space right now where you may like what you're doing, but they haven't elevated you to the next level, it's time to elevate yourself. This book is for you because I am the person who did all of those things. And so what I did was I wrote this book based on some of the experiences that I had not knowing who I was, what I should be doing, and where I should be going. I'm now a speaker, a coach, and a trainer. That's why Speak, Coach, Train. It talks about strategies that I use that work to get me to the next level. I just met a gentleman, his name is David, just walked into Barnes & Noble. The first question I asked him is, do you love where you work? And he turned his head in disgust. And I said, then this book is for you. I am a child of the Most High God. He has gifted me in ways that I could not even imagine and didn't know. There was a time when I didn't know who I was. I listened to other people tell me who I should be, what I should do. I listened to people telling me that I should be a boutique owner, that I should be a construction manager, that I should be a laborer. Have you ever felt like you should do something else, be something else, go somewhere else, be wherever you wanted to be, and you felt like you were in a box? Anybody in the room? And you couldn't get out. Anybody in the room? And you kept trying to go and you couldn't get out. Anybody in the room? But let me tell you, you need to rock the box. Rock the box. I am engaging, inspiring, and empowering. I would give you everything I know. Just by touching you, if I could, by osmosis, give you every single thing I've learned, I've gone through, I know I would. We know that's not possible, but as it is possible, I love to share information with people. Some of you out there, people have told you that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. But I will tell you, like Kinston said, you can, you must, and you will. If it's to be, it's going to be me. You got to say it. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be.
Barbara is because she believed what her mama said about her and not what other people told her.
Every day you wake up, when you're in a situation, it's your choice whether it's an advantage or the disadvantage.
She gained her confidence and her life, and now she is a testimony.
If I can help you elevate yourself, then I feel like I'm elevating my own self as well. What you know and I know together can change the world.
So let's do it, Shani. Let's do it, Lisa. Let's go change the world, baby.
What? One at a time, right? No, we can do them all because Lisa has cards for us. Tell us again, Lisa, for the people who are just tuning in, where we can get cards from Relationship Soup.
Well, actually, if you go to relationshipsoup.com, that's where you can find my cards. So,
and we can get connected with you as well that way too.
Absolutely. You can get connected to me through the website as well. There's like, the typical contact button and things of that sort. So relationshipsoup.com, you can get me, you can get my cards.
Excellent. Now I had a question for you. I always get so distracted by that video because I love the music and I can't really dance, but I can do the whole rock the box, but don't tell anybody. It's too late, I told them, right? But I want to know where you see relationship. This is a tongue twister.
I know.
Going in the future. I know we talked about digital, but like, do you ship internationally? Things like that. I'm curious. I want to know what's going on.
Yes, I do. I do ship internationally, and in the future, I just see Relationship Soup greeting cards available everywhere. And I love languages. I love different cultures and things of that sort. And that's one reason why I did incorporate, like, some of my cards have the different languages and things like that. I want Relationship Soup to be worldwide. I want you to be able to get Relationship Soup greeting cards. I want them to be available everywhere. So I know that sounds pretty general, but that's my vision. If you walk up in, a certain grocery store, I would love for Relationship Soup greetings to be there. If you go into your local pet store, your vet, I want my Paw Love collection to be there. So that's my vision.
So name that. Name some stores that you would love to see your Relationship Soup cards in.
Well, I would love to see Target, Kroger, Walmart, right off the bat, right? Those are the three that I would love. And I would love to work with like Petco, right? Chewy, different companies like that. So those are the main areas I would love to connect with, collaborate with, and make Relationship Soup greetings. Now you got me tongue twisted. Relationship Soup greetings to be available through those outlets. That would be an absolute dream.
All right. How about groomers as well?
Groomers, absolutely. Absolutely.
Have you used Groupon for your stuff?
You know what? I haven't thought about Groupon. And actually, let me tell you something. I met the daughter of the person that created Groupon in Florida this past week. Absolutely.
And you didn't think of Groupon when you met her?
I did not think of Groupon because actually her dad sold the company, but it just did not even ring. He was the original creator and he sold the company, but it just did not ring a bell with me to think about Groupon. See, that's why networking and talking to people is so important, because although you have your ideals and your vision, that's why networking with like minds and spirits is really important, because it helps you to expand. Like, okay, well, I didn't think about it.
It's key. And brainstorming when you get around people who have like minds, like entrepreneurs who think on the next level.
Absolutely.
Is definitely key. So we talked about Relationship Soup. We talked about the college. How do you balance it?
Look, I have to pray and meditate to find my center, okay? Because it can get really overwhelming. So, I do a lot of prayers and meditation, things of that sort. And I keep lists. Like every day, I have a list of things. And I have to prioritize, because if I don't, I found until I started keeping lists, I didn't get as much accomplished as I wanted to. So that's really important to be able to do that. That way you can prioritize and you can, get things done and things of that sort. So
tell us how you do that, because I keep lists too, right? Shani keeps lists too. It helps us gives us the ability to check something off to say, okay, I did this. Absolutely. You did that because you did that. Okay, so gives you that check in the box. But what is your methodology? How do you do it exactly?
Okay, so what I like to do, I don't make my list the day before. I don't do that. Okay, so after I get up,
you were taught that you should do that the day before.
No, I do it. I have my morning routine, right? And so then I do have it looks like a diary, right? But anyway, so I'll write down what I need to do for that day. I just kind of write everything down, and then I prioritize it. Because you have to be.
You write it down, and you say you prioritize it. Are you writing numbers next to it? Do this first.
Absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm listing things like that, and then as I go throughout the day, I mark it off. And sometimes what I will do, like I'll put times, like, okay, I want to be able to have this done like from 11 to 11:30. I need to do this from 11:35 to this. You know what I mean? Just so that I can stay on track. Okay. And then we have these nifty cell phone devices. I'd set alarms all day.
Do you? But that's good. That's a technique that some people need to hear about, because when you said I prioritize, I'm in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, she's sitting up on a doggone word processor typing this stuff in, and she copying and pasting it in order, and I'm wasting all kinds of time in my mind thinking, I ain't got time for that. Who got time for that?
No. And another thing, I like to do my hard stuff first. I don't like to drag out through the day. Like if I know that I have to do something hard that I don't like to do, let me knock that out first, because I don't want that burdening me throughout the day. I don't want it plaguing me.
That's smart.
Oh, I gotta do that. Let me get that done first thing. And so then you just kind of flow through your list. So that's pretty much my method.
That's your method. Okay. Let me tell you, that is a wonderful method. And I do the hard things first in the morning, not because, well, let me just say it this way, because my brain is sharp in the morning. After 2:30-ish, 3 o'clock-ish, I need to be doing things like folding laundry, beds, or mopping floors. Things I don't have to think about. Just do it. Because after that, if I need clarity, if I need focus, that has to be done for me in the morning. Now, Barbara Gibson, one of my videographers, she doesn't get started. Her brain doesn't start clicking in until 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
That's me.
And she's up till 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I don't sleep 5 times by 1 o'clock.
That's me. I'm the late night.
How do you work that, Shani?
I don't know. That's just kind of, I think I want to say it probably started back in school when you're like cramming at the last minute trying to get your paper done. And I tricked myself into believing I do my best work under pressure. I know that is a false narrative that we just tell ourselves because we procrastinated, but it started kind of triggered that way. And then now if I start something too early, I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what to do. But somehow like after 5, 6 o'clock, I'm like, I'm flowing. And then when we get to around 10 o'clock, when
I'm asleep,
to quiet down in the house.
When I'm asleep, you mean?
Right. That's why you get emails from me at 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like,
and that's why you don't get answers until 7 o'clock the next day.
And that's what it is for me. I'm just saying.
But that's good. I mean, we have to figure out what works for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like Lisa said with the list, until I got started with the list, there was so much stuff that was like falling through the cracks. And I didn't give myself the pat on the back that I needed to keep going until I had a list. So
you hit on something really important right there. How do you send yourself cards? No, how do you?
I need to get on relationships to send myself a card for getting my to-do list done last week.
Congratulate myself, right?
Yeah.
How do you encourage yourself when you get down? We all get that moment where we're like, oh, one more thing. How do you uplift yourself, Lisa? How do you get yourself motivated and going when you don't feel like you've accomplished, when you feel like things are going, when you feel like things are dropping off the plate?
I actually do a number of things. It goes without saying for me. I have to pray. I'm like, Lord, I have to have a conversation with the Most High, And another thing that I do, if it's getting too overwhelming for me, I still reward myself. Well, you know what? this is good and this is good and this is good, right? So that way I'm not expending so much energy on the negative stuff, because there was a time when I would concentrate, oh, this didn't work out, oh man, and I'm complaining, and I'm draining so much energy. So the important thing for me is to preserve my energy. So, I'm praying about it. I'm meditating. I'm calling my mama up. Okay. I know she watching. I call her up, or I'll call one of my really close friends, or I'll talk to my husband, like I have to talk about it, right? Get it off my chest. And then I do work out. So, I'll go for a walk or whatever, But one thing that I try to do is still celebrate the small stuff. Like when I'm off my little, soapbox or whatever, I'm like, let me celebrate what I did get done. And so then that helps to keep me motivated. Okay. And then you have to think about, well, why am I doing this again? Okay, this is why. Let me go ahead and get back to it. So that helps to bring me back to my center. Okay.
That's good.
So that's what works for me.
So you're giving yourself the grace of forgiveness that you would give someone else. Now, is there a card for that?
she getting ready to make one for that one.
Hey, you already know. Let's see here. Well, I do have a card. I do have an encouragement card that is I believe, and it has the different languages on it, even Swahili, right? And so so there is a card, I believe, and you can put the positive message in there and things of that sort, maybe an affirmation for somebody or something like that. So, and that's another thing that I do. I do read affirmations.
All right now.
I have it set on my phone, like my favorites. I have it set on my computer. And what's crazy, like I believe in affirmations so much, like my students get affirmations every week, and even in classrooms and things like that. That was K through 12, and now I'm in the college arena. Mm-hmm. They get those affirmations every week. Affirmations and speaking positive, speaking life, that is so important. So that's something that you do to others, but you got to remember to speak life to yourself, because it's so easy to get hard on yourself. Like, so you giving everybody else this grace, but you like,
yes,
no, you got to bring it back. You have to bring it back.
And it's those hard times, those dark times when you need it the most. Those are the times you really forget about it. It's easy to be like, I'm in a great mood, to be like, I am powerful, I am smart. It's easy to do when you actually feel like it, but when you don't, those are the times that you really have to push through and say it. And then there's a little thing back there in the mind that says, it's not true. Everything is not good, but that's when you got to push through and be like, bye.
That's true.
It is. Good things are coming up. I expect good things to happen to me.
That's true. And another thing, it's important to be human about it too. Because sometimes I think, we're caught into this idea of, oh, I have to just push through it and get through it. No, you have to be human first, and you have to go through.
You see my Superwoman cape?
I know, right? It's flowing. I see it. But you have to be human first, and that's just with anything, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's grieving, be human first, and then go through your emotions and different things of that sort. But then train yourself to come down from that and take the steps necessary to come back to your center. But be human first, because I think if you're not that, then you're doing yourself a disservice.
That's some good information right there, Lisa.
That's because she is relationship soup. I mean, she's putting all those ingredients in there to help you get through.
That's right.
Yeah, because so many times, I know for me, I'm hardest on me than anybody else would be. And many times we have it in our heads that ain't nobody gonna listen to that, ain't nobody gonna do that, ain't nobody gonna. I really took inventory. You said something so profound. You just glazed right over it. Those times when you need to reward yourself. Child, I went out and bought me a whole outfit, a whole wardrobe in Nairobi.
Oh,
I had a choice. Anyway, we ain't going back there. It's easy to give that information and that counsel and that kudo and that constructive criticism to other people. For me, it's hard sometimes for me to take it for myself.
Absolutely.
I had a lady tell me yesterday, Dr. BT, shouting out to Dr. BT, the unmasked guru, one of my clients. She said, girl, I love those roadmaps you said. I said, thanks to Shani. I love what you're saying on this. I love it. She said, I made my own car and I made myself a car and I connected all the roadmaps together.
Now that is funny.
And I said something about giving yourself a compliment. She said, "Girl, you need to read your romance." And I thought to myself, take in your own medicine,
Right.
especially if you are a person who gives positivity all the time. Take it off for yourself. Thank you, Dr. BT. I appreciate you.
Well, I know I'm going to go on to relationshipsoup.com and send myself a card. Okay.
All right.
Because I need to give myself my flowers. I am one of those people who gets challenged when I'm picking out a card. Don't judge me. But you know how you read it and you're like, I don't mean all this. Yeah. I don't love you that much. Hold on. So I need to be able to like tweak some things and pick my own message out, because sometimes it's a little bit too mushy.
Yeah.
I'm not that mushy. So I'm just saying.
You know?
No. I'm working on it, but anniversary cards, you're like,
this
ain't that.
Absolutely.
Sorry if you're listening,
but you said you offer suggestions for words and cards, because one thing I know for a fact is my mother absolutely adores cards, but she does not like the blank ones. She likes the ones with words in them. And she picks out some amazing cards, just amazing. Like she said the words herself. She gave me a card recently. I think, what was it called? A just because card. Do you have those?
Yes,
no,
she does.
Not yet.
She's creating them today. She's putting them on tomorrow's to-do.
When we get off of here.
Yes. you got the TV show. You can go back and say, okay, I'm gonna create this one, I'm gonna create that one, I'm gonna create that. Great.
Yes.
Just because card. And it was so beautiful. Like I've read it like 16 times already.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She's my mama. Anyway, we are so grateful that you're here. Tell us again how we get in touch with you and how to get a hold of your cards.
Absolutely. So the website is www.relationshipsoup.com. So that's relationshipsoup.com. And then if you want to reach out to me personally, real easy, lisa.hughes@relationshipsoup.com.
Go figure.
Right.
So what social networks are you on?
Instagram, Facebook. Those are my main social networks.
Okay.
Awesome.
No LinkedIn? I just want to make sure.
Oh, I am on LinkedIn. I'm sorry. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Of course I'm on LinkedIn.
I say you couldn't have met Jermaine Moody if you wasn't on LinkedIn.
That's right. Yes, I'm on LinkedIn. Absolutely.
Okay.
So LinkedIn,
under Relationship Soup?
Under Relationship Soup on Facebook and Instagram. And then on LinkedIn, it's just under Lisa Hughes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, we are
so excited that you are here. Everybody out there, get you some cards from Relationship Soup. Gotta slow down and say it.
I have to.
We're here with Lisa Hughes, the CEO and founder of Relationship Soup, and she has a website, relationshipsoup.com. What is the artwork to the side? Oh, Mark's asking me questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's her home studio, she told us. She informed us.
Yes.
And then just behind her are the cards. You actually hand make all the cards?
Yes, I do. I do hand make them. My earlier cards, I had someone that designed them for me. Then I'm like, I want to do it myself. Like, I want all of me in these cards, right? So I did learn to design them myself. So it's me. So,
are you looking to collaborate with other people who make cards?
I would love to do that. Actually, I was at an event about 2 weeks ago, and there was another lady that makes handmade cards, and we were so excited to see each other at this event that we exchanged information, and we were like, we have to talk, we have to figure this out. So absolutely.
I got another lady too that I want to connect you with.
Awesome.
Her name is Jacqueline Rosier.
Okay.
She makes phenomenal handmade cards. So we're glad you're here. Thank you so much for being with us. We are talking soon about your cards, and I'm going to connect you with some people. And speaking of being connected with people, we have what, Shani?
Sisters Empower, Sisters to Advance. This retreat is coming up in October, the 9th through the 12th, and it is for executive women who need to be refreshed because we are always filling other people up.
Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup.
No.
Right.
So give them a highlight. What's going to be happening?
You can expect to have branding branding strategies from one of the number one sales confidence coach. I'm just going to say in the world. I'm not going to say the country. I'm going to say in the world because he's just that good. The empowerment duo, Brian K. McNeil and Lisa Santiago McNeil. You can expect to get communications training from none other than the celebrity speaker trainer. You can expect a photo shoot. I'm talking hair, makeup, and wardrobe. Because if you don't have a professional headshot, you're not in business. Sorry, not sorry. Just saying. All while enjoying a king suite on the beach. Not walk across the street. I'm talking on the beach. Open your window. There is the beach. And Virginia Beach. I'm just saying. Did you say whoop? There it is. I am done with you. So we will have a cocktail mixer, and we will, like we talked about today, we will get to network and talk to like minds, because that is so, so important to make sure that you are talking to people that are in the same direction as you. You don't need to talk to people down low. Just saying.
Yeah. It's going to be a fabulous weekend. We are super excited. We are also accepting sponsorships. Who are our sponsors so far, Shani? Oh my gosh.
So we have Can Do Spice. Just saying, that's my company. Just saying. All About Events, who does a phenomenal job turning the room into something fantastic. The Empowerment Duo, Best Ball Shave, Labs to Go, Spill It, the card game, Dr. Calvin White, Charles Atwater Group, Soulful Journey, Tasty Chef, and Women Who Wow. This is going to be, you don't want to miss this. Don't be that one. Don't be the one to miss it, because we only have 18 spots left.
Yeah.
So you want to make
sure.
You
need to get your tickets. You can get them on the website, www.speakcoachtrain.com or www.barbaresmith.com. Either one will get you there. And we also want you to know that we're accepting sponsorships. We have sponsor levels. We want to invite you to pour into these ladies. Mm-hmm. Listen, we're going to teach the ladies how to treat the ladies, but we want those people who may have a special woman in their life. Guys, we're not going to leave you out. If you got a special woman in your life and she needs this, but she wouldn't.
Mr. Hughes, are you listening?
She wouldn't do it for herself. Here's your opportunity. Get her a ticket. She is going to come back better, bolder, better than before when she comes to the Sisters Empower Sisters to Advance retreat. Anything else?
It was all inclusive. It's all inclusive, even parking, honey.
Nice.
Not a dime you need to pay after when you get there. All you got to do is just get there. ALL inclusive, all of it.
I like that. ALL inclusive. Okay.
Yes, it would be so good for you ladies to show up. It would be even more phenomenal if you can get somebody to send you. And those of you who are sponsoring, we thank you so much, because our sponsor dollars are contributing to the Natasha House. The Natasha House is a women's transitional home for homeless women and their children. And they do all kinds of programs. They're there for 18 months, and they're building another floor to the house. And they need the space. They need 5 more houses, literally. But this house is being built. It's called the Capital Project, and we're going to be contributing to that project with this event. So it is a fundraiser as well. Thank you so much, Lisa Hughes, for being here with Relationship Soup. I said it right without tying my tongue up. Thank you so much, Shani Smith, for always being the backup to the BHS and Associates crew. And thank you so much, I was going to say Dr. Mark Lee, from the behind the scenes executive producer, Dr. Eric Kelly III, for putting the show on and allowing me to be in the space, and all of you fans out there who constantly watch and support the Empowering You show. Thank you so much. You know what time it is. It's time for you to step into your greatness, because the world is waiting for you.
Exactly.
We'll see you next time.
It is a gem tucked away near a forest, a place where the lost are found. It is a gift of wholeness for those who are ready to receive it. A secret place where peace can be found in stillness, where you can finally stop fighting to survive and just breathe. Just breathe. Where accountability corrects and the word help is not a cuss word. It is the place that was thought of before you ever thought you needed it. It is where forgiveness starts and healing begins. Well, we are taught that when we put our hands to work, we can create something. As we uprooted the weeds in the garden, it was a reflection of our lives. As we uprooted disappointment, as we uprooted pain, as we uprooted being traumatized. Because God doesn't deal with the surface. He gets to the root of it. We laughed. We shared tears. We shared our stories. We shared our fears, our dreams, our visions, our heart. We were more than just mothers. We were broken women trying to figure out how to become whole again. It became a place where homelessness became hopeless until we reached the bridge of wholeness.